Hello. I have some travel planned this summer, and I'm not sure if I will have time to sneak away for a POTA. So I like to take a radio kit with me, but something that's minimalist. And if I have time to use it, then it's there. And if I don't, that's okay too. So we'll start off with the case. This is the popular case for the KH1. It needs a modification, which I did on my own, just with the whip antenna and a heat gun. You can get them already modified, but this is kind of the minimalist popular case for the KH1 that everything will barely fit in here with a little bit of modification. So this kit is set up so that I can use the whip, and I've got the 20 and 17 meter coil, and then I also have a long wire in here if I have time to go out, which is what the throw line is for, and get a wire up in a tree. So these are just inexpensive headphones. This is the counterpoise for the KH1. This is the little kit if you're going to use it just standing up with the right angle adapter, not holding it, but just sitting on a table. That's what that right angle is for. This is the Minimalist touch key, and I'll link it down below. And this is my primary key for the KH1. So this works really well for me, and it's what I keep in here all the time. It's not my backup key, it's my primary key. So we have the KH1. I put these Gorilla pads on the bottom. I don't use the cover. I find it to be cumbersome, and I put these Gorilla pads on the bottom so that I can use it just sitting on a table with the right angle if I want to use the whip. So I can use it handheld, but I also use it just sitting on a table often. Got the whip that came with it and the 17 and 20 meter coil. When I modified this box, I set mine up a little bit differently. I set it up so that the coil goes on the other side. I think if you buy the one that's already modified, he sets it up this way. I don't know that it matters. But I tend to go that way with it, and it seems to give me a little bit more space. And just kind of look and make sure that you're not crunching anything. And then a throw line. I've switched over to the Petzl throw line, and I went with a little bit heavier weight, especially for the summer. So in the winter, I'll use a 250 gram weight, but when the trees leaf out, I find that I need just a little bit heavier weight. I want to try to keep this as lightweight as possible while still being functional. So I'm paying attention to the size of the weight. The 250 is the smallest, so the 300 is just one step up from that in just an old stuff sack. And then this is kind of my accessory bag. We have some extra 3.5 audio cables, either for a key or for an external speaker. I have tried different antennas, and I keep coming back to the Pactenna end-fed half-wave. So I don't have a 40 meter antenna in here. I have another end-fed half-wave for 40 that I would bring if I thought that I was going to have time in the evening to operate. I don't think I will for this trip. The Pactena works really well after I added about 18 inches of wire to the end to bring it down into the CW portion. I can use this without a tuner. Of course, the KH1 has a tuner in it. Field notes, short piece of coax, some BNC adapters, and this tiny Kohler pencil with the grabber so that you can move the lead at any point. I think this is like 1.1 mil lead. I've landed on this to fit with the field notes and be a really small, lightweight pencil. I also like to take an HT with me. On this trip, I'm going to use this new to me ID50. So I'm going to be relearning the D-Star handheld architecture that I haven't really played with in probably 10 years. But this has the USB-C charging, so I don't have to worry about batteries. I don't have to take extra batteries, figure out how to charge this thing while I'm gone. So I'll be playing with this on the travels this summer. So that's everything. It packs down fairly small. This can go into the bottom of a bag and not take up a ton of space in case it doesn't get used. If I'm going on a trip where I'm focusing more on POTA, I'll take an FT8 option, and for FT8 I like the 705. I think it's just the easiest, it links up the fastest, it does everything that I need it to do for FT8. But this trip is not going to be focused on POTA or getting on the radio, so I just want a radio with me in case, again, I can get away for an hour and throw a wire up in a tree in a park and knock out an activation. So I thought that might be useful. I hope you are all out there getting on the air and activating some parks, and stay tuned for some more videos this summer.